All right. So first things first, on a drill mount, you wanna basically same thing like you would on a semi-rimless. You would get your center line, center from top to bottom and left to right of the right lens, and then take the right lens off, put it on this pattern setting assembly, which is the blocking or tracing tool, shall I say, for this particular purpose. And then center it with that back line right there with your center line that you have, and then it's gonna go down like this. Basically, we'll start from scratch. Right lens, tracing that. And of course, we would have made sure we printed our drill chart from silhouettelab.com for the same model and eye size. A tracer, and then frame PD. I'm just gonna make it up. Let's say a 72. Patient PD, again making it up. And keeping everything the same on this. Take soft off. No AR on this. Poly 2-point, which is drill mount. The mode stays flat. We want polish on. We want safety bevel on. Everything else stays the same. We can call this job drill 1. Save. We're gonna go to hold to basically start putting in our information. Again, we don't really need the right side. We're just gonna be working with left because it's easier numbers to work with and it's simpler. And it's just we just need to do one side, it mirrors the other. So I'm gonna select left first and then hit my hole first and put it roughly where I want it. Doesn't really matter right now. And then I'm going to hit this button right here to basically select the actual, so it actually shows the drill coordinates. Next thing, what I'm going to do, there's two options right here, center and center. We're going to change the top one only to B edge because we're going to be working from the base of the lens in, and that's the best way Silhouette works. So always B edge on the top and then center on the bottom. So right now, I'm going to start on the outside. 3 things we always want to keep in mind when doing a drill hole. There's 3 things. There's the actual diameter of the hole, and this only shows you once, and that applies to every single hole unless it shows you the others. Unless it shows you something else. So this is 1.4 millimeter for each single hole. Okay, so first of all, we've put a hole here. We got the diameter, 1.4.
Will that always be the drill hole size?
Yes, for Silhouette, mostly they want 99.99% they're 1.4. The depth always stays at bore, which means it's gonna go all the way through. We don't need to group anything. So first hole again on the outside is 6.1 height, and it's always from center up, so that's 6.1 height. So that's gonna be 6.1 right here. And you always hit the number, and then that comes up, and then you put in the actual coordinates. So it's 6.1 high, and then it's 2 millimeters away from the edge. So I'm just going to change that to 2. I don't need to put the 0.0, it's going to do it for me. So that's my first hole done. And it says mirror on here, which means everything I do right now on the left is going to mirror the right lens as well. So I only need to do it once. Next hole, roughly where I want it. Even if I put it down here, once I put in those coordinates, it's going to go back to where it should be. So again, I use this kind of toggle in between to the one where I want. I don't even have to look at this. I know always that second hole is always going to be 5 away from the base edge, which is 3 from the 2. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's going to be 5 right here, and it's going to be 6.25 on the second hole versus the 6.1 on the first hole. Okay. So 6.25. That's when I need to put the 0.25. If it's 0.0, you just put in the 6 and it will change it to 0.0. So this side is done. Now I need to go to the other side. So again, sorry. So this is actually to go backwards if you make a mistake. So every time you want to put a hole, you have to hit this first and then select it where you want it. And then again, go through these until it highlights the one that you're working on. And again, I'm going to work on the first one first, which is 2 millimeters in and 8.3 high. So this is 2 millimeters in and then 8.3 millimeters high. Okay? And then final hole again, right here. and it's going to be 5 away from the edge, and it's going to be 8.23. 8.3. Okay, and that's it. This is how easy it is, and then the machine does the rest. So if I change this to right, my hole's already there on right. Okay, so now I go to layout, and then I'm ready to block my lens. So what we'll do, so this is one way to do it. Does your boyfriend care about what shape it is? You sure?
As long as it's something similar to that, then that's cool.
Okay. I'm not sure if this was similar to that, to be honest. Well, actually, I'm sorry.
We traced it.
We traced it. Sorry, this COVID-19 has got me. I apologize. Okay, so this is done. We can take this out. So he's gonna love it because it's the same.
Had we not traced it, we would use one of those patterns, like for whatever the
Yeah, you can.
patient wanted.
Yeah, or this is already saved. So or we could go into data. If you go into silhouette one right here, if you hit this and you actually go down into the different ones, it actually shows you the shape as well. So if you wanted a similar shape to what, let's say you have a patient that comes in and you don't, the model number is rubbed off and you have no idea what it is or whatever, you can look for something similar here. The draw coordinates are already preloaded for you, so you
that's
don't,
cool.
there's no work for you to do.
Right.
The machine does the rest.
Oh wow.
Okay, so draw one, we're gonna go into block. So let's take his right and left lens. You say it's a single vision, right?
Yes.
Okay, which one is it, right?
All right.
Right,
So
it's
the
minus
the 50
quarter.
the 50 cylinders is right.
So that's the right, okay. All right, so we're gonna take this. It's on auto, and a single vision. Actually, I'm sorry. So since this is the real job, we're actually gonna put in his. Was there an OC height on this? Nope.
No.
Okay, what about axis?
Axis right at 110.
110 on the right, and then what about the left?
65.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. All right, so now I'm gonna save that, and then I'm gonna go to block. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it on here, just like that. Okay, once I got it closed, that's good. So now I'm gonna show you how to use this one. This is gonna be similar to what you're gonna be getting from Sentinelli. Okay, so you're gonna take your. Actually, look at the green and the green and the red. Okay, so we're gonna take a regular leaf tape. Best way to do this, centered, and then you're gonna place it on the center of one of these. Okay, so you don't touch the bottom of this at all. Okay, and then you're gonna pull it over here. Now you can peel this off. All right, see how I did that? Okay, now we can block it. Okay, take that off. Kind of always go around it. Make sure it sticks on there real good. Is this the same one you tried to do and it wouldn't stick?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh no no.
So stupid question. Right. So you were using the data on that printout
Yes.
on a different shape for these coordinates.
But
It
for
doesn't-
silhouette, it's the same.
Okay.
Okay, so the only thing that's going to be different, I'm sorry. So the only thing that's going to be different, good question. The only thing that would be different would be this. So, let me see if it will show me on here.
So those are the measurements for any.
So the measurements that I'm using, which is actually pretty close. So the measurements that I'm using are for this particular model, not that one. So let's do this. I think I should show you the other way. Okay, so this is one way to do it, right? Again, guesstimating and working off another sheet that I don't really have the other one, the original for this, okay? Because we don't know what it is.
Okay.
So second way to do it, thank you.
Let me look that up and see if that looks like that shape.
Second way to do it is go to Whole, hit Shape Imager.
The shape isn't gonna be on here because this is just a chassis.
Okay. Well,
That's okay. All right. So this is the other way to do it, where we're gonna try and take a picture of this, and when you do that,
You're marking?
sorry.
Or do you have to put the marker on the holes? Like over the holes?
No. Oh yeah. Sorry. This is what I'm looking for. Sorry. No.
So do you remember I told you in order for us to get the picture we had to
Yeah.
with the white marker so the machine would read the holes?
Yeah. Whenever you have a lot of scratches like that, it's not gonna really matter what you do. So this is gonna give us a base of kind of where it's at, and then we're just gonna make small adjustment. Okay? Because the patient, no matter which patient you're doing this for, they're not gonna know exactly where this is supposed to be. So this is as accurately as you're gonna get it based on the information that you have. Okay? So Whole, Shape Imager, and it tells you to basically put this in here. These two are gonna go into those two holes right there. Okay? And there's three options for you to use right here. This is the actual pattern, kind of like what those are over there. Those, this is like a demo lens, and these two are kind of like the same. So if I had my 3 dots on here, this is basically what I would be using. And this is kind of like your 3 dots whenever you work, kind of like similar to what you do on minor mode blocking. And this is the right lens. We're gonna hit measure. So the camera is actually seeing those, it's tracing out the shape, but it's also trying to pick up those drill holes as well with the scratches on there. All right. So next thing we want to do is put in a DBL. So any idea what the bridge size would be on this?
And this is 19, but can you
You can measure, yeah, you
Give
can
them-
measure.
So we're gonna go from
Would have been from kind of lens to lens, since we already have the lens out.
it's gonna be this size though, right?
Lens to lens. Lens